Okay, so I'm going to talk about a few things today. First, I have recorded in the can the episode about crystals, specifically quartz, and need some editing, so I'll be releasing that later, but I am going to release it. Two, I went to go see Guardians of the Galaxy today, and I'm going to recommend it to everybody, because it's awesome. There's so much fun in that movie. They're obviously playing homage to the science fiction adventure films of the late 1970s and early 80s. You know, the Star Wars, obviously. Empire Strikes Back and all those. The Last Starfighter. Battle Beyond the Planets, films like that sort of feel to them. It has that in spades, and it looks like it was done rather deliberately that way, and I enjoyed it. There's some minor problems with the story. There are a couple of points where I was like, alright, they're putting this scene in to have the obligatory, this lets you know about this guy thing, and a couple of other little bits that were maybe rough edges. But I don't care. Honestly, I don't care. There was nothing in it that was so bad that it was distracting. There were a couple of minor things that I could point at and go, oh, that could have been better. But for the most part, it was really, really good. I liked I liked all the actors. Even the people who are like, you know what, I was dubious of Batista, because I had seen him do other things before, and while he is impressive as hell to look at, I wasn't quite certain that he could actually act. And while he is not in danger of winning any Oscars, he does a good job. The characters are interesting and well done. They have multiple motivations. The story has a theme to it, which appears to be kind of a dual thing of surviving tragedy and forming friendships in broken circumstances. And everybody in all the heroes in the movie have their own tragedy. Well, maybe not Groot, but even he's kind of weird. It was really good. I had a lot of fun. The action scenes were well produced. The space action was fun. Thanos shows up. I'm not going to spoil too much about it, but yeah, Thanos shows up at one point. Post-credit scene. So, Marvel films have post-credit scenes. If you've not seen them before, this one has one. You can wait around to the end of the movie, you can watch the post-credit scene. Usually, the post-credit scenes tie into future actions of some sort. Usually. Not always, but most of the time it's like, well, here's something we'll resolve in the next film, or something like that. This one is more for humor. Overall, the film is more humorous than a lot of the others. It is a kind of a funny film. There are a lot of really funny characters, but it's not hit you over the head humor. It's sort of, these are smart-ass funny people in these circumstances, and then they get to be smart-ass and funny. So, there's that. And I'm going to say that it's, it hit all the right beats. It hit all the right buttons. There are a few things I kind of wish they had in there. If I have to find complaints, the Novas in the comics, the Nova Corps in the comics is so much more awesome than what they are in this movie. This is not to say they aren't cool in the movie too, but in the comics, they are amazing. They're Marvel's equivalent to the Green Lantern Corps. And in here, they're more like a police force. A little more like a well-equipped police force. Less superhero-y, I guess. But they're still cool, and they had a lot of cool things for them to do and be awesome at points. And Ronan, I think their version of Ronan is an interesting villain character. You know, they're doing cool things with him, but he is so much cooler in the comics. Just gonna put that out there. He is a lot more complex, and there's a lot more going on in the comics than he does in the movie. This is not to say he's a bad character in the movie, and really at this point I'm just looking for things that I kind of go, about. But yeah, it excited me. I look forward to the next one. Most of my other thoughts would be spoilery, and I don't want to do that. So I'm gonna steer away from all my spoilery thoughts. And if people want to know, they'll ask. Right? Okay. Another thing I'm going to mention. I just got through watching Captain Harlock, Space Pirate on Netflix, which it now is on Netflix as of this month. And it's a computer animated version of Harlock, an updated version. The visuals on it are really good, and the storytelling's actually pretty decent. It doesn't seem to mesh up too much with the original story. It's been a while since I've seen any of the originals, so I may have to go back and rewatch some of the originals. But the new one is still really enjoyable. If you like computer animation and anime storytelling, you might check it out. It's, the original cartoon is a classic of anime, and they try and sort of remain true to the spirit of it, but they don't necessarily stay true to what the story was originally. They make their own story, I guess. I don't know. They tie into some bits, but mostly it's sort of inspired by, rather than like a sequel to that original series or anything. But it's well produced, and computer animation has gotten a lot better over the years. So there's that. And anyways, like I said, I filmed the quartz thing, but I feel like it needs some editing. So I'm gonna mess with it a bit before I release it. I ramble a little too much in it, so I'm gonna reel it back. Not much else to report. I think I'm gonna shave my beard. Well, sort of. I'm gonna go back to being goatee guy. I tried this experiment of growing out my beard, and it doesn't look right. I don't like it. So I'm gonna shave it. I'll just go back to being goatee guy, because that's how I roll. God, I'm weird. Anyways, not much else to report. I gotta go back to work tomorrow, and I want to go to work tomorrow. I want to sleep forever. Not like forever, ever, but, like, sleep the sleep of the just. Anyway, I'm just rambling now, so I'm going to wrap things up. Subscribe, like, do all the social stuff, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.